Hey everyone, Gordon here with another Tech Time with Gordon. Today I'm going to be talking about two-step verification. This happens a lot when generating accounts that they'll ask you to set this up. So I'm going to explain what this is and the advantages towards using it. So let's begin. Let us first start off by explaining what two-step verification is. Basically, this is an authentication process, so it's trying to identify that you are the correct user. And basically, the process is going to be you're going to enter your username and your password, and it's going to require a verification code that is generated by the system. Now, this code is a secret code that is communicated to you by various means of communication channels. So what I mean by communication channels, generally it'll be in the form of, say, a text message that goes to your cell phone, or potentially it's another email address and it's going to be accessed by logging into another email account. Once you have that information in regards to this secret code, you're going to enter it in and then it's going to give you access. You may be asking yourself, Gordon, when would I actually use or want to use two-step verification? Well, I generally say if you need an extra layer of security for an app or any other important ID or account, generally this would be if you are using banking information on some specific accounts. So this could be, say, Amazon. If you do online banking, this extra layer step just makes sure that your banking information will not be stolen or abused. Another place I like to use it is personal security when it comes down to social networking, so Facebook, Twitter, anything like that, just so no one can break in and cause havoc with your social networks. Other places where you can consider it is if it's a fairly new app, sometimes even if it's super popular. Generally with popular apps or new apps, there could be bugs. So just having that additional security step just makes sure that if they do have a breach of security or something happens, you just have another way of accessing your account. When it comes down to two-step verification, there are a lot of advantages when it comes down to using it. One, it provides stronger security. Nowadays, criminals and hackers are able to easily unlock passwords. That's why I always encourage to have a strong password, but let's say that they were able to figure out what your password was. Two-step verification adds another hurdle that sometimes cannot be overcome by your regular or average hacker. Now for me, I like to use my cell phone when it comes down to my two-step verification. This means that if they were able to figure out my passwords, they would need to have to get my cell phone, they would have to steal it, or find a way to access my text messages in order to get the confirmation code. Because of this layer of security, it does offer a lot more flexibility and leeway when it comes down to using open networks, open or public networks. Another thing is it's a great way or easy way to recover or change your password if you forget what your password was, because generally they're going to use that two-step verification to unlock the account or allow you the steps to reset your information. Now that I've talked about advantages, let's talk about disadvantages. So the first thing I'm going to mention is it is time consuming. So, our regular process is putting in my account information and password. Now I got to do something extra. So now I have to get my phone involved in order to find what that secret code is. Or potentially I have to log into another email account to find this code. So this extra step can add a few seconds or potentially minutes to logging in. So this can be a disadvantage. However, I would like to say that in regards to the advantages that you get, a few seconds or minutes of your time is worth it. However, in the second one for disadvantages is the failure. Failure can be disruptive. So what I mean by this is because we have to rely on another communication device, such as your cell phone or another email account, in order to get the secret code, stuff can go wrong. So, there could be an error when it sends the code. Potentially, you might not know what the email account password is to get that security code, or potentially, you forgot your phone at home and you're trying to sign in somewhere else, and you just don't have that way to verify or get that confirmation code. And because of this, you won't be able to access that account information. So this can be disruptive. For my third disadvantage is it's not absolutely secure. Unfortunately, nothing in life is absolutely secure. You could look at, however, multi-factor authentication, where offers more than just 2 steps. It offers generally 3 steps. But if a hacker's truly wanting to get into your account, or a professional one, they'll be able to find a way. So it's not completely secure. One thing could be is you lost your phone, like the guy up here screaming, "I lost my phone." If someone was able to find your phone and have access to all your information on it, they could potentially use that in order to get through that 2-step verification. So again, it's not absolutely secure. It does offer more security instead of just a regular password. However, by no means is it flawless. That concludes my talk on 2-step verification. I hope this gives you a better idea what 2-step verification is. I personally would recommend using it when it comes down to any account that deals with banking. We've talked about the pros and cons. I will mention one more thing now that I'm remembering it. Just make sure with your verification, or your second step, if you are going to change anything. So for example, for the phone, if you change your phone number, just make sure before that change happens to disable 2-step verification or make the modifications, because once you change it and you don't have access to that second step, it can be quite difficult to get access to that account now. So just remember, if anything happens in regards to changing your phone number, or maybe you're no longer going to be using that second email address anymore, just make sure to update your 2-step verification stuff so that it's current, so that you can continue accessing it without any disruptions. That's my video. Have a nice day. Bye for now.